Let me introduce myself very quickly. My name is Konrad. I'm a product manager at Amartus. And today I will have a pleasure to talk about the product we are developing called nBrace, which is an inter-provider service automation platform. So the detailed agenda for my presentation is as follows. I will start with a very short Amartus introduction. Then I will go towards the inter-provider market needs explanation and the way we see them, the way we define them, and how we define the resulting solution requirements for the systems that contributes to the inter-provider automation. And that will basically allow me to provide you with the context that will allow me to present to you the product we are working on called nBrace. And then at the end of my presentation, I'll try to explain how DLT technology or DLT enabled features can add value to the products like nBrace, and what we also did in that field. All right. So Amartus, we are Amartus, a leading provider of the ICT service orchestration and automation solutions. We've been in the market for long years now, and our customer base is actually global, and that allows us to form the following statements, or allows us to get a good insight into something we call market needs. Which we see as following. The enterprises now, they need on-demand ICT services because the environment they operate in is becoming increasingly competitive, agile, and in order to cope with that environment, the on-demand need has to be fulfilled. And to meet this need, ICT providers, they need to be able to negotiate the inter-provider services with each other in a near real-time manner within the global network of providers. This market need can be translated to the following solution requirements. So the solution that addresses this market needs to provide the automated commercial negotiation means for inter-provider services. So the automation goes first. Then when you look at the ecosystem of ICT providers, it is composed of bilateral relationships. And those relationships should be kept trusted, secure, and private as they are now. So that would form the second requirement towards the solution. And the solution needs to enable the multi-partner network and ecosystem, which is well established and using the industry recognized standards like MEF LSO Sonata or TMF standards. So this is how we come up with an idea of nBrace, our product, which in a very short words is a comprehensive inter-provider automation platform that is comprehensive in a way that it implements both the buyer and the seller capabilities, and in such a way allows its users to act as an upstream or downstream partner in this ICT provider ecosystem. It is a multi-release. It has multi-release support for the MEF LSO Sonata. That's basically to be able to cope and integrate with partners that uses different versions of the standard. But we also, thanks to the very deep involvement in the MEF work, we are very close to the standard definitions, and we are very well aware on the direction that the standard takes. So thanks to that, we are able or well set to provide our users with the timely support for the latest standard releases. So we are now talking Sonata R4. R5 is on the way. Hopefully, shortly after, we will be able to support the R5 version of it. So with nBrace, you can achieve the goal of fast and efficient onboarding and interoperability with a number of partners. So this is achieved through the fact that our architecture is very flexible and modular, and as such allows for an easy and quick integration with providers' existing BOSS systems and the capabilities that those systems have, and IT systems. So easily integrate within providers' environments. It is, nBrace is customizable and allows for partner-specific, partner-centric handling in terms of, through its product programmability feature, it allows onboarding various product types, various product offerings, which later on can be configured on a per partner basis. nBrace is very efficient in managing this, multi-partner ecosystem, and it implements a very advanced closed-loop mechanism that's for near real-time autonomous transaction flow-through, and that's actually a component that greatly contributes in improving the automation within nBrace. nBrace is a new system. We declared GA for the seller part 2 weeks ago, and nBrace is designed with a goal in mind that it should support real-time on-demand services and the large volumes of those. So it should be highly performant systems to be able to cope with the future industry requirements. So just to wrap up what I just said, what are the benefits of inter-provider automation? So first, an automated partner can respond quickly to other partners' requests, including the ability to negotiate services, on-demand services. It can offer the end-to-end connectivity services to its customers in a more agile, in a more mature way, which is near real time and meeting the on-demand customer requirements. Automation allows to grow business with existing provider partners, because we believe, and that's also what we can see, that those partners who are automated are more likely to receive traffic from partners. Also, through automation and also using industry recognized standards, the significant achievement in the field of efficiency can be achieved. Also, being automated opens a potential for increasing a revenue by being able to join this automated ecosystem of ICT provider partners and acting an active role in the service supply chain. It also allows providers to enter a global platform in which they will be able to quickly deploy, quickly launch new service types. During the previous panel, there was many emerging technologies mentioned that bring disruptive innovation into the industry. So those innovations will need to be supported in a way that will provide that will allow partners for accordant trade with each other. All right, so let's go back to nBrace, and let me for a few words about that. So As I said, nBrace is a comprehensive and autonomous LSO Sonata implementation. It provides the seller side, buyer side. It provides an element which we call nBrace business orchestration elements that glues those two together and allows decomposing incoming partners' requests into own provisionings and external parts to be ordered from partners. It also is equipped with an integration layer that allows to integrate or incorporate existing BOSS functions, existing BOSS capabilities, for the sake of automated handling of the API or partner requests. And these features of nBrace allows us to offer it following two basic deployment options. The first deployment options is something we call rapid deployment, and the rapid deployment is where we deploy nBrace as a standalone system that basically provides the BOSS capabilities for its user, especially enable automating the trade over APIs with partners, and that would be the first benefit. The other benefit of such a deployment is that it provides with a quick start means to deploy, or with a quick start means to join the ecosystem without the need of upfront BOSS investment. And through its integrable nature, nBrace offers the option of integrating existing BOSS functions if they are applicable in a step-by-step manner. So in such a way, the user of nBrace mitigates the need of undergoing a long-lasting, difficult, potentially risky and expensive projects of modifying their own BOSS stack, which are usually systems developed over long years and are not so easy to modify and customize. And that's an option one for nBrace deployment. The other option for nBrace deployment is something we call integrated deployment, and this is when nBrace acts as a system that augments the provider's existing BOSS stack. So the obvious benefit of such a deployment is that it allowed to introduce the automation, which is enabled by APIs, inter-partner APIs, and also it allows to create like a harmonized solution between LSO Sonata and the provider BOSS. And this is because we are able to map between the LSO Sonata lifecycles and the BOSS lifecycles, use the BOSS capabilities, fill in the gaps wherever they are. And nBrace as a programmable system has a capability to evolve together with the provider's BOSSs, which means if there are new functionalities that are relevant published, those could be integrated easily into nBrace, and in such a way improve the automation that nBrace brings. And also, if there are changes within the BOSS stack, they can also be easily onboarded into nBrace. Okay, so the question now is, how do we foresee the usage of the DLT, or the potential that the DLT brings into the picture of inter-provider automation? So I'll use this slide to explain that. And the top part of this slide, in a very simplistic way, presents the process of the inter-partner business processes, which starts with partnering, onboarding a partner, and then are followed by the phases like pre-ordering, ordering, later followed by the commercial aspects of those. And what we think is that for each and every of this phase, DLT-enabled features can bring value. So, for instance, when we think about partnering, onboarding partners, the features like reputation, identity, service discoverability would be very important. Service negotiation, reputation. This is also very important in the pre-ordering phases when we decide to actually start the business negotiation with a partner. And then for the following phases, we see the great potential that inter-party settlement enabled by the blockchain technology may bring. And this is actually what we've been experimenting with recently. So we underwent a number of successful POCs. The first one I would like to mention was the MEF 19 POC called Dynamic Connectivity and Commerce Enabled by MEF 3.0 and Blockchain. And within this POC, we tried to leverage the value brought by the MEF LSO Sonata for the sake of automating the pre-ordering and ordering phases, which then later on we complemented with blockchain-based settlements. And in such a way, we achieved the goal of end-to-end automation for the quote-to-cash process. What we also did was the project called TMF Skynet. Within this project, we implemented a system for inter-carrier settlement for the sake of settling on 5G network slices. And those network slices were actually a key component of the overall solution, which was focused on delivering the remote medical services. So we were talking about the short-lived, dynamically established services. That was very important project for us. So we decided to continue it this year. That's the next incarnation of this project called Ghost in the Shell, which slightly changes its business goals, but it still has this key component of the inter-carrier network slices, and still those still need to be settled in a real-time manner. So that's what we deliver. But we are also contributing to the challenge of creating the ecosystem of the partners that can trade this type of services automatically to meet the on-demand requirements. Okay, so to summarize, we see that DLT has a great potential and the role to play in improving positioning of ICT providers in the future market and fend off the erosion of their value. And that's mainly by making the ecosystem seamless and automated. I think this word was repeated multiple times, automation. And we see the great potential that DLT has in that field. We also, through the POCs, have proven that there is an important role that DLT can play in automating the ICT product lifecycle. What we believe needs to happen in the future to improve the adoption of DLT would be the following stages that needs to be go through. The first stage would be get the DLT into the form or into the shape that fits the provider's IT requirements and architectures, and this needs to be followed by the commercial model that is reasonable, that makes sense for the providers, and in such a way can be accepted by them. So as Amartus, we see the great potential that DLT may bring into our product. And we believe that the work that CBAN is doing and the features that CBAN is working on at some point will be incorporated in our product, and in such a way they will contribute greatly to increasing the value our product brings. So this is all I have prepared for you. Thank you for listening. I believe this is a Q&A time now, right?
Yeah, great. Thank you so much, Konrad. So we've had a question come through. The audience would like to know on which blockchain technology platform is your application supported?
Mm-hmm. So we've been experimenting with a number of technologies, and because of that, we get to the point where we developed our solution for abstracting the blockchain networks. So we could make our solution, let's call it blockchain agnostic, and this abstraction was covering the blockchain technologies like Ethereum, Hyperledger, and solution from R3.
Okay, fantastic. Another question is, how important is the blockchain element within automation of the telco?
So, as I was presenting it on the slide before, I think it's very important in each and every phase of the business negotiation, and even initial phases prior to those. But as we experimented with that for the MEF project I mentioned before, we saw the gap in the commercial part or commercial part aspects of the process, which was the settlement and billing, and this is why where we think that that blockchain can greatly contribute and deliver a great value.
Fantastic. I'd be interested to know kind of where you've seen the biggest growth areas as well. Like, talk to me about sort of, first of all, geographically, like where are the carriers based, the ones that are sort of investing in blockchain, and secondly, what kind of carriers or what kind of businesses do you see that are sort of beginning to take an interest? Because primarily we've seen that it's been the big tier 1 carriers. Is that a continuing trend, or is that something that's starting to change?
So currently we are in the phase of very advanced discussions with a number of partners, and addressing the question about their origins. I'd say that they are mainly located in Europe and America and North America. So that would be where they come from, and the partners we speak with are providers, and their concern, their major concern is to automate the connectivity side of their business.
Okay, great. There's another question that's come through. Is nBrace an independent platform, or is it a product to be integrated within a carrier's network? So
I think the beauty of nBrace is that it's very flexible. So when we, and this flexibility comes from the fact that you can deploy the system, as I was presenting that earlier, as a system that is autonomous and provides its user the BOSS functionalities, or you can integrate it with the existing BOSS stack. You can deploy that system in own premises, in own private cloud, or you can deploy nBrace in a public cloud. and we provide a default support for such a deployment.
Awesome. Another question that's come through from Dario: can blockchain technology support assurance and features, and in what way?
Yeah. So when it comes to service assurance, our experience with the blockchain technology was around the piece which was associated with SLA violation. So actually the cases where assurance doesn't work. The experiments we underwent basically were aiming to provide the automated means to handle the commercial part of this type of situations, the SLA violations.
Fantastic. All right, so I think that might be the end